The Conjuring is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Warner Brothers. It can be found as a slipcover and a non-exclusive steelbook, both available at your online retailers. The Conjuring franchise has been going on for over a decade now, but for me, the first film is still one of my favorites. Both Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga are great together, playing the real-life Warrens. The atmosphere from director James Wan is pretty creepy. He really crafted a solid horror film that I feel holds up really well. The Conjuring on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has an aspect ratio of 240:1. It is upscaled from a 2K digital intermediate, and it supports HDR10. For a list of the equipment I used for my review, check the video description. There wasn't any information given as to if this particular transfer underwent any form of remastering or tweaks, but given this is a digitally shot film from 2013, I suspect The Conjuring was presented as is for this release. It's been available digitally in 4K for a number of years now, though that version supports both HDR and Dolby Vision, and here on disc, HDR10 only. Just from this alone, it would cause some to reconsider their purchase of the physical copy. If not that, the fact that it's an upscale may further reinforce that choice. The disc's encode is fine, not the healthiest I've seen lately, as bitrates usually hover in the 50s for much of the duration. Now, with all that said, I found image clarity to be very nice. The film exhibits a very clean look from start to finish, and though this is an upscale, it's a rather good one. I really do see some notable improvements in finer detail. Close-ups especially show appreciable gains. The picture may not be true 4K, but I'd be hard-pressed to really see any deficiencies in texture. The film's palette is supported well with HDR. Does Dolby Vision on the digital version markedly improve upon it further? To my eyes, not especially. The film for most of its duration is stylistically subdued color-wise, and both flavors are more or less on even ground. A few bursts of color pop through. Early day sequences, the flashback to the family's photo on the beach is arguably the most lush in terms of color. For the majority of the film, it had a somewhat 70s visual push with a bit of dullness to color. As for black levels, this is where the transfer excels, as those creepy night and dark interiors are dialed in nearly perfectly. Often deep and inky, the foreboding atmosphere is presented exceptionally well. Shadow detail was a non-issue throughout. The Conjuring on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has a DTS 5.1 audio mix, and there are also international options available. Reportedly, director James Wan purposely opted against a new Dolby Atmos remix for this release. As someone who has been a longtime fan of the original 5.1 track, I have mixed feelings about this. As it stands, and thankfully didn't get nerfed when it made its way from the old Blu-ray, it's a rather bombastic and full-body track in its own right. Still, the possibility of what Atmos could have brought to the table will always be a fascinating what-if, and just like the HDR Dolby Vision thing, this will no doubt disappoint audiophiles and may in fact be the source of not picking this one up on 4K. So it is what it is, but at face value, this is still an outstanding 5.1 mix. The film's multitude of creepy and atmospheric effects make full use of the surround environment, ranging from disembodied voices, glass breaking, and otherworldly audio cues. In-film dialogue is clean with no problems, and the fronts handle their respective audio cues nicely. Thankfully, the aggressive LFE has once again resurfaced here and is just as impactful as the old Blu-ray. There is a sizable bit of heft in its delivery and will certainly cause a few windows to rattle. In addition to some legacy content ported over from the old physical media releases, there are two new pieces of bonus materials included. Both are retrospectives, which features the cast and crew obviously some years removed from their initial involvement with the film, and while much of it is rather surface level, it is still enjoyable to hear their recollections about the film and its legacy. There is some old content, one about the real-life Warrens, a 15-minute making-of, and one with the film's director. For the picture quality, I'm going to give The Conjuring on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray an A. Despite this being an upscale, visually the film looks excellent and it does warrant an upgrade over the old Blu-ray. The film's dark and moody atmosphere is well presented, and there were no problems from the source. I think this is a fine-looking transfer. For the audio, I scored it an A as well. I'm still really torn as to what could have been with an audio upgrade, but I can't deny that the 5.1 is still an outstanding audio mix for this film. I don't believe it's worth passing over because of the lack of an Atmos track, but that is certainly a decision for you to make for yourself. And for the extras, I graded them a B+. I'm always happy to see new content added for catalog movies released on the format, and I think the two retrospectives have good substance. The total amount of mixtures may not be the most all-encompassing, but there's still some valuable stuff here. So that is my review of The Conjuring on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray from Warner Brothers. If you're interested in picking up a copy for yourself, I'll leave a link for both the slipcover and steelbook in the comment section. But if you have it already, let us all know your thoughts down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.